want this party with a bang!
Hello there! Live streaming, late to the party, late in the week. It's our first episode. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
I kind of went into like a Leslie Jordan thing. How y'all doing, hunker downers?
Well, shit.
You guys been watching Leslie Jordan on Instagram? Kills me every single time. But live streaming, it's a completely different format. We've been the bridesmaid but never the bride, always on other people's channels, visiting but never setting it up ourselves. So
this is live, baby. We're going live.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we figure we cover movie news typically in our trailer reactions. If the trailer drops when the news is relevant, we'll talk about it. So now here's a way to kind of wrangle it all together into a live stream. Just kind of pick up the pieces of news from the week, talk about it in the end. But we're not going to do it alone. We have the technology. So we are bringing in the man who did the actual intro video, which was a lot of fun. People with the television heads, right? Relevant, I guess. Flat screens. Anyways, we are going to bring in our producer for Better Late Than Never, Travis, joining the party once again.
Oh, man, it's been so long. I miss your musk. I missed your guys' scents.
And then after this, you think we should get an apartment together?
Absolutely. It's like you read my mind.
Travis, how have you been?
Oh, fantastic. Just living the dream in quarantine.
Did you get?
Happy to be here.
Did you get a better face mask?
Yes, I did.
I got my mask on. I'm ready to go to the store. It's getting kind of hard to breathe in here, though.
So good. I cracked up
Really
so hard
to-
for this.
hard to
Oh
breathe.
my gosh.
The fact that it's a Target bag. I met Travis at Target. We worked there for many years. So the fact that he drops last second with a Target bag on his head is pretty damn perfect, Travis.
Good times.
But
Just
better
happy to be here late in the week. Inaugural day.
better late than never. When are you coming back, man? Because I figure if we got this technology available, maybe we can apply it to that.
I don't know. We gotta see what the next topic is for the next month.
Okay, well, the next topic for late in the week, first topic in the first show, episode 1, is that bitch Carole Baskin.
Carole Baskin.
Tara Reid.
Killed him, or whacked him, killed him. Can convince me that it didn't happen. She killed her husband.
Carole Baskin, yeah. So we heard that Nicolas Cage is supposed to be Joe Exotic for, I think it's like a Netflix either series, more than likely movie. I think it's a film.
Yeah.
But is like Tara Reid maybe going to be a part of that if she gets chosen as Carole Baskin?
I know that they said that, or she said that she was in talks of maybe possibly working or being Carole Baskin, which I personally, I could see it.
Right.
Like, I could see her playing Carole Baskin, and I think that would be hilarious. And then she even went to the point to say that she wanted to, like, hang out with her to figure out her mannerisms. And I was like, hey, you know what? Whatever helps, helps.
Now,
And if she can go in there, maybe the FBI be like, hey, can you put, like, a little, like, lapel mic somewhere? We're going to, like...
She's going to narc her out?
She's going to narc her out and be like, she did it. She was the one. She confessed to the death, and she did it.
Tara Reid took down Carole Baskin. It'd be a hell of a news story. But yeah, when they first said Tara Reid, I'm like, okay. But then I started thinking about it, like you said, she makes sense, like in terms of just visually. There's something about Tara Reid that I think does fit Carole Baskin, and everybody deserves to have that role that kind of brings them into the limelight once again, you know? And they were talking like Margot Robbie. Was Kate McKinnon even in there? I don't know. Everybody's trying for it. But for one to actually come out of the forefront and be the one they might choose, Travis, Tara Reid, relevant enough?
She's not relevant at all, but I think that's perfect. I think she fits that personality. I mean, later in her career, she started to act a little crazy with those shark tornadoes. So I think she's a perfect choice for it. I would love to see her play Carole.
And there's just something, I think if she really got into the role, I think she'd do a hell of a damn good job, like, of becoming Carole. And I guess they would go younger as well, and then maybe age her up a little bit with prosthetics and makeup. But, I mean, it's kind of a weird name out of nowhere. But it's something that I could definitely get behind. Depending on what level movie. If it's like a made-for-TV movie and they're throwing it on, like, FX or something,
I'd still watch it.
Actually, FX is pretty good.
Yeah, I'd still watch it. I think it would be curious. I'm curious.
Right.
I am very curious to see how, this will... It's very soon, too, but, that's Hollywood. They like to grab at anything that's, like, hot off the heels. Tiger King, everybody watching it, be like, might as well make money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Tiger King has got us swept. The fact that even just recently we're still hearing new things about it, that Carole's been forging her husband's signature. Like, this stuff is awesome, and it's a true American soap opera.
It really is.
No, you poor cats and kittens, it's Carole. No, you poor cats and kittens, it's Carole.
Carole. So, now that we've moved on from Tara Reid as that bitch Carole Baskin, Timothy Olyphant, more than likely, possibly... they're talking about maybe he is going to be donning the outfit of Boba Fett, the armor, the Mandalorian armor that belongs to Boba Fett himself. So, what do you guys think about this? Because I know I'm incredibly excited for this.
I'm incredibly excited for it as well. I think that Timothy Olyphant is a very underrated actor.
Sure.
He doesn't, he's very on the sidelines, but, when he comes in, he hits hard. He hasn't been in a whole lot of bigger things as far as movie-wise, if you want to kind of go by scale of, movie stars. But, every character that he does play is very iconic, whether it be from Scream 2...
Mickey.
To Santa Clarita Diet.
Basically a vulgar Phil Dunphy. That is one of the things that I do love about Timothy Olyphant, that he showed me. He could have that serious side, as Mickey or Deadwood or Justified. But when it comes down to it, the dude is a versatile actor in terms of what he's capable of doing, with physical comedy.
Don't worry, I've got everything under control.
Really? Because through fresh eyes, it does not look great.
I love him. I think he's going to be a great addition to everyone else that's joining the cast of Mandalorian.
Right.
He's just going to fit perfectly. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Boba Fett, but the fact that maybe Boba Fett's going to have to come and get his suit back somehow.
Travis has so little respect for Boba Fett that he just refuses to call him Boba Fett. It's Boba. Yes. It's always Boba Fett.
That is true.
Now, I do like the aspect, though, of essentially we're going to take on more so the mantle, the Dread Pirate Roberts, essentially. Someone carrying on that legacy of Boba Fett. But it's already been done in terms of extended universe. So we do have a character who is rocking the Boba Fett armor in the post-Return of the Jedi universe. But could they apply it here?
Right, and there are reports saying that the character that Timothy Olyphant is going to play is going to be Cobb Vanth.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know who Cobb Vanth is, he is a character that was introduced into the Aftermath series by Chuck Wendig. And he plays a sheriff of a town,
Freetown
on Tatooine.
Yep. Right.
And so on there, you do find out that he acquires the Boba Fett armor, the Mandalorian Boba Fett armor. So it would be interesting to bring characters that are coming from the book, because I, for one, would love to see certain characters from the book. I mean, they kind of already did a little bit with Wexley for Force Awakens, because he was also from the Aftermath series as well. So, pick and choose a couple things and have them come into, the live action series that we're looking for. So I'm excited. We get a little Danny Cordray in there, too.
And you end up having the fact that we could actually get Rex, maybe, instead of a generic, what we know, Boba Fett, or maybe Boba Fett's running around still without the armor, all messed up, but I would rather have him as Rex instead of Boba Fett, or both, actually. Top tier would be both, and they look completely different in the season 2 of the Clone. If it actually happens, none of them are actually confirmed, so...
Right.
Even
the
Timothy
one thing I
Olyphant.
do like is that who they're getting to play Boba Fett is
Of course.
Jango Fett himself, Tamara
Yeah,
Morrison.
of course.
That's awesome that he's coming in. He's going to revive that character.
I hope he's Rex. I'm more excited of him being Rex than him being Boba Fett.
Yeah.
In my
Oh
opinion.
God, yes.
But I would be all for two of him running around in the universe. Would it be a bit much? No. I mean, I could see it where it would fit in if you do it minimally, just like, showing the feet in season 1, and then maybe he shows up at the end of season 2, and then as a part of 3, and then you cap it out at 6 seasons and a movie. But they're doing a good job right now, at least when it comes to the casting that we think is going on. I mean, more than likely it's all true. But when it comes down to it, we don't know. We don't know.
You saw Jamie Lee Curtis wandering the set. She in it?
Really?
Yeah,
Was that
but
a
there's
thing?
a lot of people that wander
I didn't hear
a lot
about
of
that.
sets. You had a lot of celebrities wandering the set of Star Wars. Granted, they probably could be stormtroopers, and you don't really see their faces.
Right.
But they're friends. They want to hang out. Why not hang out on a set?
The hard part now, though, is for this Mandalorian season 2, man. That first season, I think, overblew everyone's expectations. So it'd be hard to see where it goes. I'm super excited for it.
And we'll definitely be doing reactions to The Mandalorian. You can check out the Mandalorian reactions we did to season 1 on our channel. So, moving on. Oh, we've got a, what is that, a super chat? How's this thing work? I don't know. We're new to it. But $1.49. Matt G, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kicking into the party. We really do appreciate it. And then the next story, moving on. And the tour moves on. Going into Ruby Rose. Dipping out of Batwoman. It's done for her. She's over it. She's out. She hit the bricks. She's handing the cowl off to somebody else. So this is interesting because there was a lot of fan backlash, against Ruby Rose personally, and then of course Ruby Rose. They're talking about extended hours, not being able to kind of hang or enjoying what you're doing when you're not enjoying it. What do you do? If you can get out, I guess, get out. It may not be worth it to you.
Yeah, there's some reports saying that she wanted to get out because she wasn't happy with the schedule that was being put on her for being the lead. And I get it, it can be tiring. It can be very, very exhausting with those long hours. But who really knows, at this point. But like you said, there has been a lot of, backlash against that. And, I feel like there's only so much that you can take to the point where you're like, I need to step away from my own self, health.
Sure.
And, she needs to, regroup herself and figure out where she wants to go
I
next.
also read some rumors that she just did not like living in Vancouver. So that's a huge thing to get out of there.
That's kind of a part of the entire package, though, that you have to kind of weigh out and decide. You're far from home, you're up, it's cold, and it's long hours, and they crank out those episodes for the DC TV universe like crazy. Yeah. That's why it's I'm so far behind, I just don't want to get back in. It's like Supernatural. I haven't even started Supernatural, and it's just eons of episodes in front of it. If it were 12 episodes, 13 episodes, sure, I get in there. And so I could understand, though, as somebody who is putting in all the work, it's definitely going to be just energy draining, consuming. And when you're not feeling like you're getting that level of support, because everybody is just hating on what you're doing. And by everybody, I mean the loudest ones in the room. So, it makes sense. Get out. But it gives that ability to swap out an actor or actress in a role that may actually shine. So the fact that they're actually going forward and, passing the cowl on to somebody else makes it a little more interesting. And it's funny because Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is definitely at the forefront. She's championing it, and a lot of the times
Gloria's sister.
Put it out there, put the energy out there, and you never know when it could end up working out in your favor.
True.
She would do great.
Yeah.
I think she'd be perfect in that role. I would hate to see her lose her from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I would love to see her there. And Eric Lane, I noticed on your comments here, I agree with you. The writing of Batwoman just didn't work, and they struggle with a lot of these Arrowverse TV shows. They are hits with the writing, or they kind of get the second-tier writers and can't get the shows to really up to speed to Flash or Arrow.
And it's, it ends up weighing down on the followers too. People end up dipping out or not hanging with your content. So Jimmy Freckles sent us $10. Thank you so much, Jimmy Freckles. Love your content with a heart. We appreciate it so much. And then, of course, The Prince That Wasn't Promised. That's quite elegant. I like that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for, you said, as someone who's doing a classic Who watch through, there aren't that many Supernatural episodes. We agree. We still have to go through our classic Who watch-alongs, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we got through for a little bit of Hartnell's, and then we sprinkle a little bit of other ones here and there. So there are a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is a daunting task, and I can't. Like, it is far too much, where if I'm looking at Supernatural and saying, that's a wee bit too much, you better believe I'm looking at Doctor Who and saying, oh my God, that is terrible. I cannot handle that.
Love you, the movie couple. Thank you for showing support.
I know, movie couple, you guys are doing your live stream with Roka, and I was like, we gotta wait till after the movie couple. Like, I'm not tramping all over their turf. I'm not gonna be kicking them, kicking their numbers and splitting the party, because you guys deserve all the views too.
I mean, even in the comments, show in the comments, let us know who you would like to see take on the mantle of Batwoman. If you are heavily into those, like, tell us who you want to see.
I'm telling you, though, Stephanie Beatrice, I think she'd do a damn good job. She's so damn good as Rosa.
I'm not angry. I think it's funny.
She's just so damn good. And, I mean, the comedy and the seriousness. She's so crazy in Modern Family as well. So, I would definitely love to see her in there. And anybody else that you could come up with that would actually really fit the role. That would be fun to throw into the comment section. So, Are we already at the final topic?
Yeah, I think we're getting so nervous that we're going through all of these topics
Not
so
nervous.
fast.
Not nervous at all. So, this is...
excited.
I am.
Excited.
This is what happens when you're all refined and you got your thoughts collected before you jump into a live stream.
This is how our conversations go. We jump from topic to topic, and we even go back.
Right.
Later.
And it's funny, that's how this started, was we would find ourselves sitting around the camera after we already recorded episodes of Better Late Than Never and just sit there for hours talking. And we're like, damn, we should have just put a camera on that and turned it into an actual vlog of some sort.
We say that all the time when we have conversations, to the point where I'm like, nope. Don't even think what you're thinking, because it would be great on camera. Don't even think that thought.
And then I forget it, and then it just leaves my head. All right, Prince That Wasn't Promised. Again, up to season 15, $2. Thank you so much. I want my $2. And then Kendra, Travis's sister.
Thank you.
Because I'm so proud with the tears. Love Kendra. She's a teacher. Girl, you're rocking it. You're doing your book reads online for the kids, for any kids, any students. So she's been going through, Alice in Wonderland recently. So Kendra, I don't know, your channel's out there. Is it Kenny Lint? Check her out. She's doing some good work, especially being out of work, still putting all that good energy out there. So thank you guys for kicking in to the party. It does help out a lot. So I guess, you know what? We can move on to the final topic, because guess what?
This is the big one.
It is a big
whammy.
One. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of conversation.
Whammy.
I don't have that saved in here yet.
I'll do some that we haven't done.
Whammy. The Snyder Cut, though, Travis. The Snyder Cut is on its way.
The Snyder Cut. I am a fan of the Justice League movie, of the 2017 movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I liked the direction it ended going with, the way Superman is a light and hearted guy he should have been. That being said, I am extremely curious on Zack Snyder's cut. The fact that they're going to give him $20 million to make it is huge in my mind.
It is a pretty big move in terms of what the studio is doing, what Snyder has been doing. But at the same time, I think if the movie itself would have been a success and a hit, obviously there's no reason to go back to Zack Snyder's vision. But because it was overtly criticized and not enjoyed by many, and I don't even remember, I saw it 2 times, I think, ever. And it was, Batman v Superman, you got that extended cut. It showed you that there's a little bit more to the story. We need more time to tell these stories. And it's like, well, I'm not a huge fan of breaking movies up, But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'd sit there for 3 hours if you made one. Like, why not? Have the time to tell us the story. And that was just unfortunately what ended up happening. And now look what they're doing. They're going long form on HBO Max.
Correct. And this is going to be the one to get us HBO Max. Granted, we'll probably wait until the movie's about to come out and then get HBO Max. And then as we will probably not, we'll do the free trial,
right.
And then we'll forget about it that we have it, and then they'll just do it month to month. I'm like, I don't want to, let's just watch everything else that's on HBO Max.
Now, did they confirm if it was a movie or they're breaking it up into a mini-series, like a 4-part series?
I don't think it's been confirmed yet.
It hasn't been confirmed, but I prefer it to be I think for me personally, I prefer it to be a movie. More so than, and they can do it as long as they want on the HBO Max too. It's not like you have like a certain period of time to have it in theaters and stuff too, like, because it's going to be on a streaming service. So I feel like if Zack Snyder wants to create this, like, finish this movie off at any length that he feels that will flesh out the story in his mind,
right, I'm
all for it. I'll be willing to do that. If it ends up being where you need to do a mini-series, by all means, go ahead and do it. We saw Justice League. I wasn't a huge fan of the Justice League movie. I thought I liked some of the characters, but I feel like it was very choppy in a lot of places. Like, there were certain scenes that I wish, like, got moved, like the way that they edited it. It's just the way that I thought maybe they could have edited it a little bit better. So I am interested to see Zack Snyder's vision of this movie.
Yeah.
And, all more
Zack
power
Snyder's Justice League. I like that, too. I like that they dropped the whole Snyder Cut aspect.
Yeah, the fact
didn't adopt it, essentially.
that they are doing this, too,
right.
is just absolutely amazing. And some people are worried that this could, set precedent of something that could be very, giving it to the fans. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like this was more so on Zack Snyder's Billy too, because you could be out there doing petitions, doing all of these, but ultimately it's really up to the creators and the producers and the studio to be like, okay, yeah, we really are going to do this. So the hashtag release the Snyder Cut was out there for the world to see, but I feel like it was really up to Zack Snyder, and he really wanted to do it, and It's happening.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I agree with Vanessa completely, and I think what Snyder's going for, and how those gaps you were talking about in the Justice League,
right,
is him going back and giving these characters development. For Cyborg and Flash, they just were kind of appeared, and that's what made it choppy. However, Zack Snyder has never won me over with his DC movies. I enjoy Man of Steel. I enjoy Batman v Superman, but they're not amazing because they're too dark. I mean, I'll always go back to that infamous scene of Martha. Did we just become best friends?
I mean, when you contrast and compare it to something, as fun as Step Brothers, and it's kind of guiding the same line of imprint on the characters, sure, like, I get how it turns comical. But I enjoyed Batman vs. Superman, but there needed to be more room to be able to tell the story. Now,
it's just, Zack Snyder is just too dark sometimes. And,
right.
And for me, Superman should never be that dark for that long of a time.
I get
that's
it,
why you get,
but there was a place for it.
I say that's why you bring in Constantine. He'll bring the dark.
Yeah. So in terms of having a movie or basically an episodic run, I would say it depends on the editing. It really does depend on the editing. If you are able to break it up narratively between multiple episodes, and I would say absolutely, let's go ahead and go for the cinematic aspect. But if they're going to be able to put it into something that you have to commit yourself to sit down and watch for 4 hours, and don't get me wrong, we do that all the time when it comes to binging, but when it comes down to a movie, and I'm going to have to sit there, is it better broken up? If you can't make it work equally into different episodes, then don't. Just keep it a movie all in one go. So, but yeah, everyone championing the Snyder Cut release the Snyder Cut. There were planes flying around up above San Diego Comic-Con, posters, billboards, all kinds of stuff everywhere.
Little things at the bus stations.
And you know what? You championed what you wanted, a campaign. You championed a campaign, and I feel like, yeah, we do it all the time when it comes to community. 6 seasons and a movie. Hashtag and a movie.
Hashtag and a movie.
It's been going on for so long that you get these people people that do get riled up and they want to get something back. We're going to get that show back on the air, buddy. The Cape. No, the Cape wasn't that great.
The Cape?
Yeah, the Cape. 6 seasons in a movie. That's where the Cape came from.
Oh, yeah, that's where the Cape
There
came
you
from.
go. Yeah, Keith David. But then that's what's funny. Keith David ends up on the show as well, and he was on the Cape. So.
Yeah, but they were trying to get Firefly back on the air.
Oh, yeah, I mixed two of them together. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to walk away now because I failed. I failed you! I failed you! But no, when it comes down to putting this one out there on HBO Max, it's cool because I love alternate realities. I want to see the other side of the coin. I want to see the other side of the fence. I want to see somebody else's take on it. And in such a weird situation of like all this behind the scene footage, you know, or all the footage itself that was created and all the effort that they put into it, that there's something fruitful there that they can foster into some sort of film or experience. And hell yeah, why wouldn't you do that? Especially when you lost money on it, Warner Brothers. And when it comes to putting out something that it's not critically acclaimed, you can only go up from where you landed. So why not? You put out another one. They're both crap. Okay, well, we tried. At least it was something different. You know, it
all
does.
The hype is here for this, and all of a sudden it just flattens out.
But man, those fans must have been so damn happy when it all ended up going through, and they got the announcements. I know people were going crazy over it.
I did it. Oh, I did it.
That's how everybody was. So proud of yourselves, and you know what? Cool,
That's
awesome.
the first thing that popped in my mind. It was Kevin going, "I did it." I did it.
So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool situation in terms of all the stars coming out and promoting it. Even Ben Affleck just ended up releasing a picture recently and talking about release a Snyder Cut and had the picture of him. I mean, it's unprecedented when you're bringing people back from a franchise that they kind of left behind in terms of like Ben Affleck's moving on. Cavill, don't know what's going on with him, but he's kind of moved on. And you got them all kind of coming back in some way, shape, or form to make it work. So that's just, I've never heard of that happening before. Yeah. Reshoot, sure, but re-movie, like, holy crap, how are you going to pull this off?
Well,
I mean,
$30 million.
They're going to come in and redo some voices if they have to.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, getting a Snyder Cut or getting a director's cut isn't really a whole new either, too. It's just that now, because of social media, because of everything that's happening, it is at the forefront. I mean, you know, how many cuts are there of Blade Runner? There's tons of cuts of Blade Runner.
I think we got 5. But yeah, there's quite a few
and then, you know, you got the Donner cut of Superman. So there are a lot of, you know, different director's cuts of movies. And a lot of times, I have to admit, like, the director's cuts of movies are better. Sometimes are better than what we got in theaters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of... okay, it's a bad example. As I walked into it, I realized, they're going to give me crap for this. I really like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, H2. Like, I enjoy it, but the director's cut of it, I hate it. Like, I cannot stand the director's cut. Completely changes the ending. I did not like the way they went with it. I don't like when, you know, there's somebody that's like, oh, I'm joining Michael and I'm going to be the killer. Like, and they did that in the last Halloween, too, that they just came out with, the one by Gordon Green.
A
little bit. That's why I hung on.
They pulled back away from it.
Yeah, but still, I don't like when it's like, I'm going to be the killer, too. It's like, no, I'm not a fan of that. But there are some director's cuts that end up giving you a really good telling because they were able to put in everything that they wanted to put in to the story. So that's what's exciting for it. And then I mean, he said everyone's coming back, so I'm assuming Elfman is going to come back and change things up too. Are they going to have Danny Elfman do the music for it, or are they going to end up, you know, bringing somebody else in, or are they going to rework it to get it to work the way it is?
I heard they're going to redo the orchestral pieces of it, but I don't know if Danny Elfman will be involved with that or not. It would be interesting to see.
Yeah, especially if you were able to do that, or you're going to give him a chunk of that $30 million, I see somebody said. But yeah, it's quite up there.
I really enjoyed his music, though, with this film. I mean, it played homage to all the other classics hero themes we've heard.
You know, as iconic Danny Elfman is with his music, and his music is very, like, unique to him. Like, as soon as you hear something Danny Elfman, you know exactly it's Danny Elfman. For me personally, in Justice League, I don't remember any of the music except when they played the iconic theme for Batman a little bit. Yeah. That's really all I remember from any of the music from Justice League.
Not even the John Williams that popped out in it?
Not even the John Williams
when Superman made his return.
No, I don't even remember that either.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's kind of forgettable in terms of, imprinting in our head and sticking with it. I remember way more about BVS versus Justice League. BVS versus Batman versus Superman versus No, that's like they're all fighting now. But either way, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see here and just how it's executed. So we ended up getting a bunch of donations. We've got Eric Lane. I'm going all the way back up. Eric Lane, when the world settles down, I want to come down from Phoenix to watch a movie with y'all. Great to see Travis with you guys again. Thanks, Eric. We've hung out with Eric before at Schmoedown, get-togethers, the free-for-all here in town, and then at a lot of the other events too. Eric Lane always makes an appearance. He shows up across the Southwest. But Real Snacks Attacks, that's DJ Snacks, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, DJ Snacks here. I love seeing you guys live. Hope to see a lot more of these. Well, you're going to see one a week around this time. We're only doing it early this time because AEW Double or Nothing is tonight. We want to do a live stream to that too, but we don't know how that's going to work because you can't see anything. And we're just going to be sitting there for 3 hours.
We'll just live tweet it.
Right, yeah, we'll live tweet it, whatever. Billy Parlehan, y'all rock. This is just for being good people.
Oh, thank you.
Billy. I almost put that in here as a go-to reaction. But let's see, what else we got? Who you got? That's it. So, let me make sure I got that one. Okay, we got that one. Perfection.
Well, yeah, I feel like at this point in time, this is our first live stream. We're kind of going to shoot from the hip type thing as we go along. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, definitely put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Right. Let us know so that way we can, strike up a conversation right up in these parts.
Right up in these parts. She does that all the time. So Mooch made it. It's probably kind of late where you are, buddy, but yeah, Mooch showed up. Let's see, release Superman 4, the Fury cut. Let's have both Nuclear Man in it. Yeah, okay. There you go. I would love to see that. Hans Zimmer and XL Junkie XL, I assume Tom Hulkenberg are being asked to return, which I mean it kind of makes sense. But man, how's that Ludwig Göransson doing? How's that guy doing? I mean, he's killing it right now.
He is killing it. I'm really excited to see his score for Tenet.
Oh yeah, that Tenet trailer.
Because he's going to be doing the score. So,
yep.
As you know, we are huge on scores for movies. That's like one of the things that I absolutely loved. Like when I was a kid, I would listen to scores of movies, and my friends would kind of make fun of me. They're like, "Why are you listening to this music?" Like, I was like, because it immerses you into the story of the movie, and if you're not watching it in theaters, but you have the music, you could just play the movie in your head. And then you're just it's kind of like when you're, your imagination runs wild, you're just like sitting there listening to music, like, oh, okay. And the different cues of the music that's happening.
When I would go to church, I would play multiple episodes of Soap. You guys ever watch Soap? Benson? Yeah, Robert Guillaume. So good. These are the Tates. So when it comes to, playing back those memories of shows, movies, I would get through some very drab moments in my life by replaying these movies in my head, as well as the music, too. Going on long drives, just hanging out with the headphones in your ears, and I'm rocking out to Starship Troopers, of course, Star Wars. I remember my uncle, he was gave me shit because I had the Starship Troopers soundtrack playing, and you know how it's got the horns, beep, 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 the Federation, when it comes to the beginning, and he's just like, what the hell, it sounds like King and King Arthur's rolling in here, because you could hear it really loud. But yeah, I get how people would make fun of you. I remember when I had braces, you would put your appointment sheet, little ticket in the little ticket in the thing, and they would draw it, and they would give you a gift certificate to Electronic Warehouse. Is that what it was called? And when it came down to winning, I went and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick something. What am I gonna pick?
Goodies.
Yeah, it's like Sam Goodies. But when it came to what I picked the Power Rangers soundtrack, because I don't know what it was. It was just something about it that it had songs that I wanted to listen to. So I got the Power Rangers soundtrack, and then when I was at school, all the other kids that went to that same orthodontist were like, so we saw you on, what'd you get? And I was like, Green Day. Just because they would give me crap for the stuff I would listen to. How do I say I got the Power Rangers soundtrack?
He tells this story all the time when he went to Best Buy to get the soundtrack for Men in Black.
Oh, yeah.
And because it was a hot, off the heels of We Are the Men in Black. And they're like, okay, you want the soundtrack, not the score? And he's like, no, I want the score.
Yeah.
And they were confused. They're like, no, we have it right here. And it was just like the music, like the Will Smith
Danny
music.
Elfman.
And
yeah,
he
I
wanted
wanted
the Danny Elfman scores. And they're like, I think it's over here.
Yeah. Let's see. We had Jimmy Freckles
funny.
ask favorite soundtrack and favorite score. Oh, boy. You know what? Inception is so beautiful.
Seven, Elmer Bernstein.
Yeah,
That's
Elmer.
mine, right?
Yeah.
Top of my list.
Yeah, Elmer Bernstein's up there.
Ooh.
Think about it.
I do have to think about it because there are a lot of scores that I absolutely love that I can listen on a constant basis. Like Inception is one of them that I can listen to every single track on there, and I just be great. The Back to the Future soundtrack is amazing. I love Alan Silvestri, man. He does such a good job. Even the Ghostbusters music for Elmer Bernstein did such a good job with that music because it's so upbeat. And I wish that they would transition it into the second movie, but that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yeah, but they ended up transitioning it into the trailer, which we only got one and haven't gotten one since, understandably. But yeah, Ghostbusters coming 2021. But yeah,
I absolutely love the soundtrack and the music from Titanic too. James Horner.
It's good. Like I remember listening to it over and over again.
The Lord of the Rings soundtrack, Howard Shore, so good too.
Right. Okay, so let's see. Meryl Simmons, would you want a complete reboot of the DCU, or would you like the DC to just move on to other iterations like Terry McGinnis's Batman Beyond? I would love Batman Beyond. With Michael Keaton. With Michael Keaton.
Storyline to just continue where they're going and also restart.
Flashpoint. Yeah, they do have Flashpoint.
They can just fix everything, keep the actors they want, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and just continue forward with new characters.
I get it. I could see that they do have that in place if they want to reset the the story, the thing. I think as of right now, you just kind of keep going as the way are and then tweak it as they're going. I feel like if they reboot it and they start over, I feel like they're like backtracking a little bit. Like it's like a race, and then they stop and they have to pull themselves back because they're doing a reboot. And it's like, how many times are you going to do that to where it's like, okay, you're doing it again? So I feel like just going forward with it right now. I mean, the movies are already out there. Just go with what you have now and just work on what you need to work on.
And I feel like that ties back into the final, the news topic that we're talking about is the Snyder Cut. I feel like if this comes out and it works, you're back on track. Like you are able to kind of progress from where you landed into where you were intending to go. So I feel like, if they were able to successfully nail a second attempt and land with the Justice League, or at least Zack Snyder's Justice League, hell yeah, they could keep it going and wouldn't have to reboot it. But granted, there's an aspect when it comes to Ben Affleck and Batman, but he was all in. Ben Affleck, wasn't he directing? Wasn't he going to star? Didn't he have it in the cards? And then because everything just kind of hit the fan, he decided it's not worth my time and dipped out. Very similar to Ruby Rose saying, this isn't worth my effort and time, I'm dipping out. So going back to another topic, but when it comes to Ben Affleck, I feel like could he be enticed to come back in if it were to be a success? Because Aquaman's killing it, Wonder Woman, they're very happy with what they've got coming out there. Can't wait to see 84. And I feel like they haven't jumped in with the Flash yet, so we can hang off and take our time. Finally, DCU, take your damn time and play the long game versus just trying to crank them out all super damn quick. Right. And then Cavill would come back because he'd be like, all right, you guys fixed your shit, I'm coming back.
Going back to scores and soundtracks, I see that Steve Roccamonte says you need to watch the score film music documentary. We actually have watched it. Right. I feel like I've watched it twice already because I think it's so awesome to kind of see how these composers come up with the music for these movies, what they think about when they're doing the movie, or when they're thinking of like how would a part of music fit in this part of the movie, because they don't have music to kind of go by off of, because they're the ones making the music. So it's interesting, and I do really like how invested that they get into it when they're making the soundtracks and the scores for movies.
And Joshua Hernandez. Hope not. We have Robert Pattinson as Batman, and yeah, I know. Like, but they're different timelines, right? Like, isn't this young Batman, and then we're leading into a grizzled Batman? And I don't want to say old because he's not old. He's just aged and grizzled Batman. So yeah, I feel like if they wanted to connect them, they don't have to look alike. We don't have to go for them looking the same because it's comic books. You have all sorts of different iterations and different timelines. So why not? They just did it with the Joker successfully, and if they wanted to tie that in somewhere, obviously they can. So I mean, they're starting to learn to take their time, and that's freaking awesome. And DJ Snacks, I need a new Late to the Party shirt. Yeah, he was rocking our shirt when we met him at what was it, Phoenix Comic-Con. It's weird when you run into your face. I got that on a t-shirt. And Shazam was also pretty well received. We got to see that at an early screening in Los Angeles. We went up for a Schmoedown, and then all of a sudden we all ended up at...
we were at the wrong theater because apparently...
Well, we were at the right theater, but the wrong one to run into Chuck.
To Chuck.
What is his name? Zachary Levi?
Yes,
there it is.
Yes.
I remembered it as it was falling out of my mouth.
Like
Schmoedown.
it's like molasses coming out of your mouth.
I was like, who's Chuck? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Zachary Levi.
He works at the Buy More down the street.
I love Chuck.
They're only doing curbside pickup, though, so... The Good Burger soundtrack. Yeah, come on.
He's a dude. She's a dude.
We're all dudes.
Dudes.
We got the Good Burger car, actually, here in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, we have to go find it, and we'll definitely do some more of that, too. Like, showing you random stuff.
Around town. Around Tucson. Like, yeah, no one really cares about the stuff here in Tucson besides the Tucsonans, but guess what? We're trying to build up a local following. People weren't into us at Bookman's.
Tucson, Arizona.
Terrazonia.
This is how the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
Did you guys see What We Do in the Shadows got picked up for season 3? It's so exciting. We get to keep doing reactions to that.
Show just gets better and better.
Yeah, every single episode. But you guys watch Clone Wars? Matt G, we watch Clone Wars? Yeah, check out our Clone Wars reaction to the final season available on our channel. We were late to the Clone Wars party when it came to getting them on YouTube because we watched them all. Like, we watched them, and then we were like, oh, maybe we should start filming reactions to these, and it ended up being the final season of the Clone Wars. But
yeah, every time I think of Wild Wild West, I mean, the music is good, but I just think of Kenneth Branagh, you know? Oh, Tisha, why are you so cruel to me?
Yeah, no, I really do love Liz, and Wild Wild West. Yeah, it's fun when you end up getting a soundtrack that's, you know, better than the movie. That actually helps in the long run, I think, is when a soundtrack is actually transcending the movie itself. Like, we were talking about Interstellar. Visually, Interstellar is awesome. But story-wise, where it's a little drab, we can't really go back and return to it very often. But the soundtrack we can listen to over and over.
I think that's one of those that it helps me see the movie in a better because of the music.
Right.
I mean, I bought the soundtrack right after we watched the movie because I think that the score is... I think Hans Zimmer did an absolute job with that. And also, if I'm feeling relaxed and I'm trying to fall asleep, I mean, it's so relaxing that you can just kind of fall asleep to the music. I did that with Inception. And my, you know how, like, where on iTunes they would show, like, your play views of how many times you played a song? Time at the very top, because I would put that song, I would put it on repeat. And then I would accidentally, you know, I'd fall asleep and the song would still be playing. I'd wake up and be like, oh, the song's playing, then I'd turn it off. But yeah, that's why it's at a high count.
That's when I got really handy on my Discman, and you can actually set up, I want this track to play, then this track, then this track. Like, you could actually code little playlists in there to get it to play the way you want to. Yeah, I fell asleep listening a lot to Broken Arrow, Hans Zimmer. Like, I remember I had to, like, go find that at one of the more expensive music stores because it's not something that you would typically find anywhere. And we weren't doing anything online at that time, so ended up finding Broken Arrow, and I remember listening to that score over and over so much because it's just something fantastic about the electronica that Hans Zimmer uses in that song, or in that whole album, beginning to end. And then Scream 2 came over and said, you know what, we like it too. We're going to use it for Dewey's music. And man, that talk about how a score can actually hurt a film in your own opinion. Other people, they look at it and they're like, oh, that's fine. But for me, when they decided to sample tracks from a soundtrack, a score that I love so much and listen to so much, and then they use it as Dewey's music in Scream 2, and then it's just, you've got Marco Beltrami's music, and then it's like, Hans Zimmer, Marco Beltrami. I'm like, what are you doing? Why is this here? It does not belong. So yeah, I mean, that's what happens. That's why you could end up hating a movie that so many other people love, because they didn't get attached to something that wasn't done. And yeah, it's not about expectations. I just expected not to have Hans Zimmer in my Marco Beltrami score.
So you guys are talking about what you fall asleep to, Hans Zimmer songs.
Right.
The one I would fall asleep to all the time when I was a kid was Backdraft by Hans Zimmer.
Oh yeah, man! And they ended up even using that the one where they're like running across the roof that's collapsing. They use that for like trailers forever.
Oh yeah.
Trailer music too, man. There's some amazing trailers.
There are some amazing trailer music. There, I do listen to a lot of the trailer music too, because I'm like, oh, it's so good because they make the trailers so epic and awesome. But, going back to, like, scores and soundtracks, too, we just talk about that all day if we want to.
We could. We got the news article. That's what we're going to do here.
Right, and we love, concerts are amazing, whether it be your favorite artist, whatever you, like, just being in the immersive of the music is awesome, especially with, like, a live band. And a couple years ago, we had the pleasure of actually seeing Hans Zimmer live in concert in San Diego. And oh man, it was amazing. Like, the whole time I was like, this is so awesome, because it's him there playing the music that you just listen to over and over and over again, because you got The Lion King, Tug of My Heartstrings, you got Interstellar, you got Inception,
Dark Knight, Wonder Woman,
yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean,
he did Madagascar, like he did like all like
Crimson Tide, Gladiator,
yeah,
Driving Miss Daisy,
yeah, he did a lot.
He got it all.
He did Wonder Woman too. There was an awesome scene too where he brought like all the women,
the girls,
the women doing the instruments and playing the Wonder Woman theme,
right,
and it was amazing.
This is literally Vanessa afterwards. Oh, did it work? Did it work? It worked.
Oh my god.
It's not working. All right.
Technical error.
Technical foul. You leave that gutter talk in the trash where it belongs. Stay out of the...
Oh my god.
There it is. Oh, yeah, it was a hell of a show, but all right, let's go through some of the comments. So glad y'all are back in the Schmoedown, but sad y'all broke up. In case you don't know, we are competitors in the movie trivia Schmoedown on the Schmoedown Entertainment Network. We were a team for years. We competed. We won once and then lost a bunch of other times, but we had a lot of fun doing it. And then, yeah, they got real... technical and how the Schmoedown is handled. It's very similar to sports now, and so there's drafts and teams and leagues and coaches and managers, and they ended up getting the two of us back into the game, but separated. So yeah, we have different teams.
I will leave you with this. I am excited and also nervous at the same time when it comes to movie trivia. I'm studying, but a lot of times I would kind of rely on him for things. And so now that I have to kind of go on my own a little bit, I am nervous on that aspect, but it also pushes me to be like, okay, focus on what I need to work on.
Oh, Vanessa, you'll be fine. Sometimes you surprise the hell out of me all the time.
I surprise the hell out of me all the time, too. I would like... Every time there's certain questions, I'll be like, how the hell did I know that? Because I don't remember watching that movie.
It just gets embedded in there. And I'll have so many times, too, where, man, I get things confused, or I'll just go down a path, and Vanessa typically is the one that's there to reroute me or get me to remember. But
No, you're remembering it wrong.
No.
You are remembering it wrong.
Yeah, that's essentially what Vanessa does to me all the time. I'm constantly forgetting. So it sucks. Like, don't tell Sam Levine that. I mean, he's my manager. But when it comes to, training and actually remembering stuff. But then again, man, I've got a lot up here. And if anybody, or if somehow we get more, questions that are in my wheelhouses, like, damn, I could run the table. And look what we did just with the round 2 when we battled it out against critically acclaimed. Man, we dominated in comedy. So I mean, there's sometimes it does land your way, and that's what we do in the Schmoedown. Essentially, we don't do it very often because it's in Burbank, California, and we're over here in Tucson, Arizona. So let's see, we've got Vanessa went full Inception. Broken Arrow, another great one, of course. I love the score for the first Pacific Rim. Yeah, I like Pacific
Jerry
Rim.
Goldsmith, he's a good one too.
Yeah, Boondock Saints music.
Music for The Mummy, 1999.
Lord of the Rings trilogy score, Howard Shore, rolls off the tongue. Yeah, man, I remember listening to that constantly at work, not by choice, because I'm not a huge Rings fan, which that'll be talked about in another stream. But when it comes down to the music, hell yeah, I respect the hell out of the music. So, but either way, guys, we are trying to keep it an hour long. So we're at the 10-minute mark right now. So if there's anything you want to get in to ask us, go ahead and start asking.
Fire away, but it looks like Paul D is asking, what are your comments on Feige's lame attempt to be relevant by threatening the release of the
Finger cut?
Non-real. Oh, Feig. Paul Feig. I looked at that and I saw Feige. No, Paul Feig. You're right.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up earlier. Feig. Yeah, he was. You know what? If a director needs more time to tell their story, let us see it. Maybe it'll enhance the story in the movie.
Maybe.
Or you just put a song and dance at the credits.
But they already, that's essentially that big over-budget dance number that they did, trying to recreate the Cuban Pete. King of the Rum.
If you love the 2016 Ghostbusters movies, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I applaud that you like it. It's just that movie makes me upset in so many ways. And more so of just, I feel more
potential,
dumb when I watch it.
Yeah,
it's just,
no offense, but I feel dumb.
Open the window to talk to the mayor. You're a scientist. You know that's a window. You can't open the window.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better now.
I mean, yeah, it's we've talked about it aplenty. You can check out the 2 Ghostbusters episodes that we did for Better Late Than Never for both Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2. And then, of course, the trailer reaction to the new Ghostbusters. We give all our thoughts on where we would like it to go. And granted, that's what gets you into trouble. You start building up these where I would like it to go scenarios. But at the same time, it's like, when they don't even bother to try and reach the potential of the world that they could live in, just based off of extended universe that has been created by fans, by the lovers of the actual franchise. Like, when you don't even aim for that high bar or attempt to even get close to it, you end up getting what ended up happening with Ghostbusters. So 2016. But I mean, I understand people enjoyed it, had fun with it, but that's, again, you're not looking at the perception that we are in terms of how much we've got writing on it. It's like Dewey's music, from Broken Arrow. Like, for me, it means a lot because of what I have envisioned in the world of potential. They don't have to do what I was thinking, but in the world of potential, in the world of outreaching, absolutely, let's aim high, let's reach far, let's actually extend this universe. It's something I actually respect Independence Day Resurgence for attempting to do, but they did it horribly with a horrible cast in terms of not really utilizing their potential, and then just kind of giving us the same song and dance over and over, and there really wasn't much to it. And they killed President Whitmore, which was bullshit.
Oh, are you talking about...
I never saw the movie. Thanks for ruining it.
Yeah, you don't have to.
It's horrible.
You don't have to.
Oh, it makes me so angry.
Make a Russell case, basically. Hello from Scotland. Hello. Let's see. Johnny 5 for Life. Please refrain from using foul language. Oh, Streamlabs is yelling at me. It's my language. Oh, wait, no, they're telling Johnny 5 for Life. Oh, I thought they were yelling at me. All right, Johnny 5, what'd you say? You say a bad word?
No, he said my favorite movie sequence mixed with score with Ride of Rohan into the Return of the King was the extra with all the extras on horses was incredible that Endgame Avengers Assemble sequel happened. So I don't know where Streamlabs is coming from.
Johnny 5 for life. Just the fact that you have Johnny 5 as well as your handle. Come on,
cool.
man.
There was
I don't know
definitely
why
no
it did
language
that.
there.
Yeah, I don't know why
we're
it
gonna
did
have
that.
to we're gonna have a stern talking to the Streamlabs.
I don't know how it works. Streamlabs does what it does. I push buttons and then it makes it work.
Maybe someone else doesn't like the trilogy of the Rings.
Yeah, they're like, you're talking about Lord of the Rings again. Delete.
Holy crap, Eric, what are you doing? Oh my
Whoa.
God. So
Eric!
Eric just put in $100. Well, I'm going to hide it in your couch the next time we're there. He's going to be like, what the hell? No, because Ronan will do it.
That's how we say it, too.
Eric, much love, appreciation. I'll let Vanessa read this one.
Okay, so thank you, Nerdchronic Eric, the editor of the Schmoedown. We have much love, appreciation, and congrats to you guys. Can't wait to see you again. Take these monies, MONEIES, and stand up and take a bow.
I made Eric laugh so hard he cried and fell to the floor. It's that one where you laugh so hard you can't breathe. That happened to Eric because I kept throwing out the Austin Powers, stand up, Dad, take a bow. He's probably laughing right now. He's chuckling.
California.
California is bankrupt. California. Eric, man, he's an amazing guy. He's such a promoter for everybody in this space, and is busy doing his own work and own edits on his channel and with Video Drew on Video Chronic, doing quizzes and movie trivia, all the time. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check out Nerd Chronic. No disassemble Streamlabs. No disassemble number 5. Oh man, I love Short Circuit, and I'm glad I remember they were talking about making another one. I'm so glad they didn't. Maybe don't make sequels for everything. Because there's unless you're going to go back to the well and you're going to actually make it work. Because I want that actual Johnny 5, robotic system in use. And yes, you can add to it. You can make it better. But you better be going that way. Don't give me some stupid drone named Samantha that flies around and, does things with her hacky
Vanguard
computer.
1. I'm just kidding.
Rest in
For
peace, Vanguard 1. But we're getting there, guys. It's about 3:56, 3:57. And what we're essentially doing is we sandwiched ourselves in between the movie couple and the PJ Campbell Network. We don't want to step on anyone's toes. That's right.
Finally
PJ
Tailored.
Campbell Network on Finally Tailored. They do their Get In. We're doing
Get
brackets.
In Losers, we're doing brackets, so if you like that, they're doing that.
I've never seen Mean Girls, by the way. Is that from Mean Girls?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's from Mean Girls. But yeah, Finally Tailored. We don't want to step all over everybody's stream, so we're right here in between them. But we appreciate you guys all for coming in and joining us here for our first live stream.
Yes, as of right now, our live streams are only going to be once a week on Saturdays for Late in the Week.
Late in the week.
But you never know. We might do live streams here and there in the future, so keep an eye out. Definitely make sure if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the click on the bell so that way
and
you
hit
can
the like. Everyone, don't forget to hit the like.
Hit likes and do the thing on our Facebook. Oh, I'm just getting ahead of myself.
You can do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust, all the social networking.
We just changed our Twitter handle. So our Twitter handle is now officially, it's over there somewhere.
Actually,
down there.
It's right here. There it is.
Officially LTTP right there.
Yep. And you guys, we appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, just come by. Saturdays, we're going to try and cover the news. And we're also going to take on some gaming. So that's going to end up happening on our Twitch. We do have a Twitch. So you can find the link to that down in the description of this video as well. So thanks everybody who showed up. We love you all. When are we getting Late in the Week shirts? You know what, DJ Snacks, I could actually make that happen right now. The logo was created by the amazing Brian Ward.
Thank you, Brian. He created this logo as well.
All our all the logos that you see right now.
Come on, Travis, show your shirt.
Oh, I got
mine
Rick
has
and
a little
Morty.
extra on the bottom.
Yeah, I've been in quarantine too long. I can't wear the shirt. But yeah, we appreciate it, Brian Ward. And Travis, as always, thank you for joining us once again on Late to the Party. Coming back to the party.
Here on that first episode.
Yes, right. And we will definitely have some other, people popping in later episodes too. So make sure you check us out when we do these live streams.
I'll give you a little hint right now. Look, we got room for 3. We got room for 4. So
Whoa.
Yeah, you're gonna end up seeing some more people on this channel. So thank you guys. Let me figure out how to end this so much. And as always, this party. Oh yeah, that's it. Let's start it. Strike that. Reverse it.
Oh, now it's time to say goodbye.
And this party is over.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.